So I wanted to share this with you all, and I'm probably going to catch some heat for it, but I decided to go ahead and be open about it. So there's a couple that I helped a couple of months back in regards to the relationship, right? And I knew that it wasn't going to work. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I couldn't tell them that it wasn't going to work. I just had to do whatever I could, give them as many exercises to practice, to utilize in the relationship, to implement, to see if it could work. But I knew deep down in my heart that it probably wasn't going to work, right? And I'm only saying this because I know a lot of times women feel like they can do no wrong. And the crazy thing about it is the man is in an outstanding relationship now. And the woman, it's not. She's suffering. She's going through it. So she reached out to me, and this is the story I want to tell you guys. So she goes, Kitty, I did everything that you told me to do, blah, 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 blah. And mind you, I've talked to this man already. He's reached out to me. And everything that I taught them, everything I told them, utilize, implement, he's doing it now in the relationship that he is in. That was just the wrong woman. And I'm sorry, baby, if you see this video, I know I've already told you, you were just not the woman. So she asked me, Kitty, what did I do wrong? And I said, do you want me to be raw with you? And she said, yes. Okay. So I told her, okay. You had this princess syndrome where you felt like it always had to be me, 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 and everything that I said went. And that if I was not right, he was not going to be happy. You belittled him. You emasculated him. I said, you didn't watch your tone. You reacted before you responded. You didn't take time to comprehend what it was that he was saying. And he heard you nagging instead of actually listening. You waited to play that number plus one game. Okay, this is a number of things that you have done to me that he's telling you. And then you say, well, this is a number of things that you have done to me plus one. You had a warped mindset to where you believe that, hey, it's going good right now and I need a little bit of attention. So bad attention is better than no attention. Instead of understanding that now you are transitioning into a healthier space. So there's going to be peace. It is going to be serene, but you didn't know how to adapt to peace and serenity because of your chaos from your childhood and your past traumas. You brought those into this relationship and you blamed him for the mistakes of your partner. I asked her, do you want me to continue? Because the list can go on. And everything that I told you to do, as you're saying you did it, you did not. You went back to what it is that you knew. And she said, well, Kitty, can I get him back? You can't get him back. You lost him and you should not be worrying about getting a partner back until you fix yourself. And the only way to fix yourself, as I always say, ladies, is to be accountable for your shit. And I understand it sucks when they move on. But I'm glad that he moved on because he was ready. It was the right time for him and you were the wrong person.
Ooh. Golly. Ooh. Shout out to this sister's mouthpiece, boy. She got a strong mouthpiece, boy. What I take from this video is accountability and trauma. All right. Now she's talking about a woman who basically couldn't manage herself. So, and instead of managing herself and focusing on what she needs to work on and highlight her accountability, she took all of that and she poured it upon this man and pretty much drained him. And that happens a lot, especially when you deal with a lot of trauma. And how she clarified it from the beginning. She said that a lot of chicks do not take accountability and they just think they can just be in this la la land, and that's not how the world works, man. There are brothers out here really suffering, and they can't speak like how this woman speaks. They can't. Well, they can now. All right. So it might be one of the hardest things in the world. But we're not going to be able to heal as a nation of people, bro, if we don't start to look ourselves in the mirror and realize that being accountable is everything. And neither one of us, man or woman, we don't have any right to go into any relationship or deal with anybody if we still got childlike symptoms. I'm going to say it again. We don't have any right to be wasting each other's time, doing all this other stuff, if we still have childlike symptoms a part of what we do each and every day. And it sucks because we live in a world where there's a lot of hurt people that come from past traumas and stuff, and You know, you don't really have people checking up on you, really, you know, checking you, telling you that, hey man, you out of pocket, because when you're a child, you're so used to your parents or uncles or teachers or somebody always putting you back in line. But when you become grown and you hit 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, you don't have that anymore. You know, the only people who you probably are going to allow to kind of check you are your friends. The hard part is when you got to deal with your significant other or you're out here dating. And that's very hard, especially for a lot of women to accept, a lot of chicks to accept, because it's like, hey, you know, we over here swapping fluids and doing all this other stuff, but I just can't take, I'm gonna tell you this, and this is real junk. A lot of chicks really do have a hard time accepting constructive criticism from a man because they never had it. They never had it. Or if they do accept constructive criticism from a man, they're going to only accept it from the men and their family. But can you imagine, because everybody's family ain't all put together right the way it should be. So can you imagine even the ones who don't have the male figures in their lives? You know how hard that is for them to go into a relationship and deal with a whole nother human being and really take some harsh criticism that can help you grow. I'm giving you criticism to help you grow so it can help us grow. Yeah, a lot of people have a very hard time. The majority of us, we come up around women. We come up around women that raised us. That's the majority of us, especially black folks, single parent household. Household. Who's there? The mother. Okay. The dudes ain't missing the feminine part. A lot of times what's really, really bad with the guys is that they don't really know how to truly express themselves to a woman because they didn't have that proper balance with a man actually being there so they can see that example on how he should really speak into a woman. Not speak to a woman, but speak into a woman. If your mama just laying around going from man to man and all this other stuff, and you actually never seen real love in the household, it's gonna be hard for you to learn how to really speak into a woman. It takes practice. It takes practice. It takes time. You don't just wake up and just do this stuff, or unless you just going online or going to certain sessions and therapy and all kind of different things to try to learn how to become better, how to evolve. Yeah, all this finger pointing stuff, we can do that all day, people. We can do that all day. I can put a video after video after video after video after video of us pointing fingers. But what are we going to do as a group of people to help us grow? Because we obviously can't fix nobody else's problem, right? We can project it. And to be honest, for real, people are more willing to accept game from folks they do not know. This is why everybody online listening to these videos. You'd rather skip over your man. You'd rather skip over your woman and diss what they got to say just to hear what somebody who you don't even know, who you probably never see, to say the same shit that your partner's saying. It happens all the time. And it can be quite offensive to the person who really wants to see you do better. They sitting here turning blue in the face trying to help you, and here you are letting one word, letting a whole bunch of words go through one ear and not the other, and just skip over them and go get your game somewhere else. If you even looking. So shout out to this woman right here, man. I don't know what she do. It is what it is. But like I say, man, start looking at yourself. When you see these videos and you hear all these different topics going around, look at yourself, okay? That's the only thing you can do. Fix you and your situation. The rest of the stuff is going to run its course. What are y'all thoughts?